Well, when I was told, I was actually home by myself. My kids were at school, my husband was at work, and my midwife called me and told me that it was cancer and malignant. When I got off the phone, I just felt the pit of my stomach just go down to my feet. And my first thought was of my children and calling my husband. And the first reaction that I had was I wanted my husband home with me. And then after that, we made the appointment to go see Dr. Barber. And we went in that evening, and then he explained all of what was going to happen for us and how it would affect me and my family.
My reaction was a lot of anxiety, very anxious, very feeling a little bit sorry for myself, probably feeling sorry for Kelly, um, pretty scared, and just generally concerned about everything, life, finances, children, just unknown situation um, that is very difficult.
I came to Georgia Cancer Specialists when I first was diagnosed with cancer to work with Dr. Melvin Moore, and he was recommended to me by Dr. Barber. And so I came here in 2004 for my first episode of cancer. And when I first came, I had no idea what all of this meant. And I came with my son, Lauren, who at the time was about 5. And I can remember going in to meet the doctor, and he looked at all my x-rays, and he kind of laid out what was going to happen.
I didn't have any expectations because I didn't really know what to expect. My preconceived notions were all pretty much gloom and doom for the most part, but once the diagnosis was given that Kelly had cancer, we just started taking it one step at a time, just sort of following the doctor's instructions, and that whole process sort of helped to cope with all the anxiety. They react to the diagnosis.
They were amazing. My oldest daughter stepped up to the plate, and she really took over for me a lot because I have 2 sons. And my youngest, at the first time that I had cancer, was only 5. And she stepped in quite a bit for me. And my husband, basically, we made an arrangement because I couldn't stop working, that I went to work, and then he pretty much picked up all the family duties that had to be done. And so I would be able to rest during the day and then go to work, and he would make sure that dinner was prepared and the children were put to bed. And so as far as family and friends, it was amazing.
It wasn't so much moments that I would allow myself to think about that, but I had a lot of moments where those were the thoughts that came into my mind. And I think it's just a natural reaction to kind of consider all the possibilities of any situation.
You know, it was interesting, the difference between the first and the second. The first one, I went to the treatments. I did what I had to. I kept working through. I really walked into the treatment places, and there were a lot of sick people in there, a lot of tired and sick people, and I never felt like I belonged. I never felt like that was where I was supposed to be, and I kind of just did it because I had to do it. But then when I found out about the second cancer, and they told me it was a little more aggressive, I really felt tired at that point. And when I went into the treatment center, I felt a little more frightened and a little bit just scared, a little scared. The first time I had cancer was 2004, and the second time I had it was 2007. And it was interesting because both were, I found myself, and there were lumps in the breast. And so when I felt the second lump and had the biopsy, I just assumed it was the same kind of breast cancer.
After Kelly went and had her meeting with the oncologist, and she got the news that it was a little bit of a different type of cancer, a little more aggressive, a little more dangerous in nature, then some of the same anxiety we experienced the first time came back.
But what was interesting was the doctors told me that it was actually a lung cancer that was isolated in the breast. And they said that it was a very rare occurrence that this type of lung cancer would be found in the breast and that it would be isolated. So what they decided to do was I had a lumpectomy where they removed the lump, and then they decided that they would treat it aggressively for lung cancer. And as far as all the different details of the differences between breast and lung, I really don't know. You'd have to talk to a doctor about that. I lost my hair. No, I'm kidding. I lost my hair because of the chemo. I was pronounced clear in 2008, and I actually just went for a mammogram, and I had a colonoscopy, and I just went for my checkup, and I'm all clear for another year.
How did you feel when you...
I think it was just stressful, but you deal with it because you have to with the kids. But it was a big stress on my whole family. Vinny? Cool. Yeah, I'm not gonna get it. That's good.